My name is Lutz Böhm. I work at the chair of chemical and process engineering at the TU Berlin. The topic that we have is reactive multiphase systems. So it's a combination of chemical reactions based on motivations coming from the industry where a lot of multiphase systems, so gas-liquid systems or liquid-liquid systems appear. And the stuff that we focus on within the group is how these, for example, droplets or bubbles, how they behave on the fluid dynamic side, so how they move around a reactor or something. And then the next step is that there usually is like a mass transfer from, let's say, the gas phase to the liquid phase. And this component which goes from the gas to the liquid then is a part of a chemical reaction. And all this together is a very complex mechanism, and we are trying to cover these different aspects and try to understand it on a fundamental base to really get a better idea how this works. So I'm not a lot of time in the laboratory itself anymore. I'm more talking to the PhD students or the students that I supervise for master thesis or bachelor thesis or internships, and talk with them and discuss what they are doing, their results, how to get to a point to actually get some results. All these things are stuff that I do all day. For me, success is not necessarily that they write their PhD thesis in 3 years. It's more that you have a colleague who trusts you and also talks to you when they have problems, and you try to solve this together, for example, and all these things. This is stuff where I really think you're a good supervisor. One of the favorite parts of my job is basically to teach. I really love to be in the big hall and talk to the students, and I really try to be motivated and motivate them, and really try to help them to understand concepts and to understand these tough topics. And science communications for me is the same thing. It's just a different audience, and it's interesting to adjust it to the audience, what you are saying and how you're trying to explain something. We are in a time of big change with climate change, and our whole energy system is changing. I want to educate people in a way that they have facts instead of opinions about it. I think there's a lot of need also in media to understand more from the field of STEM. So I think there is a need also in the future for people who are actually able to communicate it. And I think in the field of engineering, there are not too many people who are very good at communicating what they are doing. And I think that's something that maybe is my unique selling point if I want to go in that direction. Since I'm a postdoc, I'm engaged in these different committees which are doing the inner university politics, which is a great thing. I think it's really great that the people who work here actually are involved in how everything is organized. I started to be active in that field openly because, again, there was nobody from engineering. If you have let's say a big lecture which is given every semester, and every second year there's somebody else coming in, has to spend time preparing that and all these things, it doesn't really make sense. Or if you want to talk about data management and all these things which are getting more and more important. Also, let's say science communication, it's something that is getting more and more attention also from the politics, but you need time to do these things. And if you don't have the time, which you don't have, if you have to think about where do I move in 12 months, how do I get money in 12 months, it's really something that's really tricky for a lot of postdocs to use that time. And then if you're actually trying to apply for professorship, then you actually know this might take 2 years, 3 years, not even knowing if it's successful or not. It's the publication process which is really problematic. The proposals. I am honestly not sure if I will stay in science for my whole life. I always try to mention that I am getting involved in naming all these things which are wrong because I love the way science works actually. I really want to improve it. Putting fingers on certain things might help sometimes to maybe change stuff. If I want to do a, let's say, naive projection of myself in what I will do in 5 years, I would say something with science communication. Maybe work in media for a TV show or radio show or a podcast or whatever it might be. But being the guy in the background who's doing the research for a certain topic, for example. If I could do that and earn a living with it, I think that would be great.